Now we are going to concentration high focus areas on allied laws. So first I will discuss what are the areas to be studied in allied laws. First we start with SEBI. Why SEBI? Constitution of SEBI. What are the circumstances in which the member will be removed from SEBI? Powers and powers of SEBI, that is inspection power, listing power, then other powers, suspend trading, that powers. Then prohibition on issue of prospectus, powers to desist, powers to seize, how brokers will cheat investors, and what is the penalty for them. Then what is insider trading. Then ICDR regulations, along with that book building also, in case if they are not satisfying. Then institutional trading platform, that is a new thing introduced. SME stock exchange, then fast track issue, abridged prospectus, IPO for convertible debentures, minimum subscription, and exit option, that is a new one. Exit option is a new one. Then floor price and price band, then face value determination, promoters lock-in period, preferential issue, bonuser, then Indian depository receipts, anchor investors, minimum public shareholding, book building process, offer for sale concept, green show option, qualified institutional placement program, SEBI's adjudicating proceedings, special court, and securities appellate tribunal penalties. So these are the possible questions from SEBI. And SERFASI, in that explain about what is SERFASI companies, how they form, then process of securitization, enforcement of security interest, then what is asset reconstruction, what is financial asset. These two questions, asset reconstruction and financial asset. So what is asset reconstruction and what is financial asset. Then exempted transaction from SERFASI. Then PMLA, in that part A and part C offences you should study, and what is the number of years imprisonment. Then civil powers, then duties of bankers. This is from PMLA. Then interpretation of statutes, you have to read the primary and secondary rules of interpretation. Then interpretation of deeds, internal and external aids of interpretation. So these are the three types. But inside there are so many questions, like internal aids of interpretation has 6 points, external aids has 4 points, primary has 6, secondary has 3. So like that, inside it's there. Then in FEMA, current account transactions, then prohibited transactions in current account, then central government permitted transaction, RBI permitted transaction, then liberalized scheme, that is very important. Then capital account transactions, in that what is the prohibited transaction, then export declaration, realization, repatriation, then liaison and branch office, surrendering of excess drawn foreign exchange, then authorized money changers, penalties, then appealing provisions from FEMA, compounding in FEMA. Then we'll go to Competition Act, CCI, the Competition Commission Constitution, then cartel, civil powers of CCI, then tribunal for competition, what their powers, then anti-competitive agreements. In that six agreements will be there. Then orders of commission, what are the orders, and they put penalties. Then combination, what is a combination, since there is an amendment it may be tested this time. And removal of members of CCI, what is dominant position, how can they abuse it. Then banking regulation, permissible activities of banks, then holding of non-banking assets, composition of boards, then reserve fund, then cash reserve ratio, powers of reserve fund that mandatory 20% transfer, then powers of RBI to inspect characters, takeover. Then IRDA, constitution and powers of IRDA, then when the member of IRDA can be removed. these two questions. Then in insurance, powers of IRDA once again, then penalties for insurance companies, and capital requirements, investments, loan to directors, then policy called in questions, then business of dividing principle, then nomination facility. So these are the things that can be done. Then SCRA. In SCRA, then we'll be like, what is the need for corporatization and demutualization? Then when central government or SEBI will grant license, recognize the stock exchange. Then powers of appellate tribunal, when you will be going, and derivatives options, what is that? Non-transferable specific delivery contract, what is that? Then what is illegal contract? Dividend rights in case if they are transferring the 15 days concept. Then central government to suspend the stock exchange, compounding of offences in the stock exchange, clearing corporation, penalties under SCRA, then formation of special courts to speedy disposal. Now we'll go to analysis. So in SEBI, and actually this allied laws, totally our examination is 120 marks, and 80 marks, 84 marks it from corporate law, and 36 marks is from allied laws. So in allied laws, average SEBI damn sure 8 marks question, that is 2 4 marks question. So we'll see in May 15 what they have asked. In May 15 they have asked presiding officers of SEBI, then IDR, Indian Depository Receipt, they have asked, and in November 15 they have asked face value determination and recovery proceedings in case they incur penalties, so that attachment of securities, etc. In May 16 they have touched the promoters contribution, powers of SEBI, etc. So in November 16, the areas which can be touched is ICDR regulations. So they can give a situation, they can see whether they can go for public issue or not. Then adjudicating proceedings they can touch. Then preferential issue, less than 6 months, more than 6 months they can touch. Then qualified institutional placement program they can ask. Green shoe option, inspection powers of SEBI. Then price fixation, like price band they can ask, at 120% change. Then in case if you go to SCRA, and consistently 4 marks question is asked from SCRA, so this time also we can expect a 4 marks in SCRA. In May 15 dividend they have touched, and November 15 penalties for non-supply of information, and May 16 proceedings and settlements. So this time we can even touch penalties, appealing provision, derivatives and options, those things, and this contract like non-specific delivery contracts and spot delivery contract, those can be touched. Then from FEMA, consistently they are asking for 4 marks, so this time also we can expect 4 marks from FEMA. So what is the remittance limit? In May 15 they have asked for some remittance limit. So that time liberalized scheme was not there, so this time the same thing can be tested. So then appealing provision under FEMA they have asked. Then procedure for export of software they have asked in May 16, and November 16 we can expect prohibited current account transaction. Then appealing provisions, central government powers, central government permittable transaction. Then most thing is liberalized remittance scheme you can touch. Then in PMLA, um, constantly 4 marks question they are asked, so this time also we will expect some 4 marks from that. Then special court trial they were asked in May 15, bailing provision they have asked in November 15, and adjudicating appeals they have asked in May 16. So this time we may take the 3 to 7 years penalty, 3 to 10 years penalty, and duties of banks, duty of banks, that we can expect this time. Then Sarfasi, uh, actually they are asking for 4 marks. Let's see, there are 2 allied laws which cannot be asked. Out of 10 allied laws they can ask only 8 questions, means 8 4 marks. So almost 36 marks only they can ask, no. So two allied laws they can leave. If you see May 15 examination, they have not asked question from Surface C and IRDA. Then if you see in November 15, they have not touched banking regulation and IRDA. And in case of May 16, they have not touched IRDA and banking regulation. So this time I am expecting sure shot from banking regulation. So in banking regulation, we can see holding of non-banking asset. That is a very important question. So holding of non, that is 7 years and additional 5 years, and takeover of bank, and RBI power on directors appointment. So this can be tested. Then we'll go to Surface. So PMLA we have just seen. Then Surface. So Surface we can expect first in what they have asked in November 15. November 15 they have asked Surface is not applicable to what is the exempted transaction, out of the view of the Surface. Then on May 16 they have asked if MD is getting removed because of reconstruction, whether he can get compensation. Now we can expect something like what is securitization concept, what is asset reconstruction, what is asset reconstruction, what is financial asset definition, and what is enforcement of security interest. This they can test. Then insurance, they've asked consistently for 4 marks, so this time also we will expect something from 4 marks from insurance. And tariff advisory committee, they have asked in May 15 and November 15 assignment of policy. Then again in May 16 tariff advisory committee. This time we can expect powers of IRDA, capital requirements, investments of insurance company, policy to be called in questions. Okay, this can be asked. And IRDA, so many times they have given choice, and this time also we can take a chance of IRDA. Interpretation, they are asking every time 4 marks, so we can expect 4 marks from interpretation also. So interpretation, they have asked reasonable construction, what is reasonable construction, and preamble, decision, what is how to take a decision. Then means and includes the interpretation, internal aids of interpretation that they have asked, that is internal aids of interpretation. From definition they have asked. Then so this time we can expect deeds and documents interpretation and logical interpretation, proviso, definitions. So this can be tested. Then competition act, consistently they are asking for 4 marks, so this time also we can expect 4 marks from that. They have already touched after retirement whether this member of competition can join in company which came for proceedings. Then they have asked cartel and its penalty. Then they have asked what is penetrating pricing, then resale price maintenance and tie-in agreements. So we can expect this time orders of CCI, then anti-competitive agreements, abusement of dominant position. So that is very important, abusing dominant position. Then removal of member, what is the procedure for removal of members. Then banking regulation, as I told you already, this non-banking financial asset, non-banking asset they are holding, then take over RBI power. So if at all, if you want to leave, no, IRDA can be left according to me. Other things we have a chance of getting a question from it. I hope this video will be helpful for you. So please subscribe to YouTube videos for so many videos. And my phone number is 9940512888. And if you have any genuine doubt which you cannot able to see in any books and institute material, you cannot able to understand, you can cut short write, and you can give me a WhatsApp message so that I can reply to you. And don't forget to mention your name and which place are you from. That's 9940512888. My name is Krishnan. Thank you so much.